Hi everyone and welcome back to my safe space. So I asked on Instagram the other day what type of videos everyone would want to see and what people thought would be useful, and a lot of people came back and said that a day in the life quarantine edition would be really useful in seeing how I spend my time and how I look after my mental health day by day whilst in isolation. Now obviously the government guidelines are changing every day, so what I'm going to be doing will change every day as well, but this is what I'm doing at the moment in order to look after my mental and physical health in isolation and protect my peace. I am roughly following the plan that I showed in the last video, but I think it's important to say that if you do make a weekly plan or a daily plan and you can't stick to it every day, that's okay as well. Having a plan in place during isolation isn't a means to put pressure on yourself, it's more a way of just trying to motivate yourself to look after yourself and not sit around and do nothing, because that is not good for our mental or physical health. So the first thing I did this morning was go for a run and a cycle with my brother. We got up really early to do this. We made sure to leave the house just after 8 o'clock so that there wasn't a lot of people around. But obviously the guidelines will change every day on if we can come into contact with people at all. I think if you are going to go on runs or cycles or walks, it is good to do it early in the morning when there's not a lot of people around, because it makes sure that if you do come into contact with another person, you can keep the right amount of recommended distance from them. You're less likely to find that parks and walk paths etc. are crowded, which is obviously important at the moment. So we got back in at about 8:30 this morning, and I just had a banana and a glass of water, and then I gave myself some time to have a rest. I always think it's nice to do something relaxing and something that you enjoy personally in the morning, because then it sets you up and makes you feel good for the rest of the day. This can be something big or small, and for me it was just lying in my bed and watching a bit of Tatty Fixes, because it's honestly just the most entertaining programme at the moment. But obviously you can draw, you can read, you can watch other programmes, or even better in some cases you can meditate. So I did this from about 8:45 until about 10 o'clock, at which point I took to the laptop and started planning out some basic French and Spanish lessons for my friend. Obviously everyone has different hobbies and different strengths, so if you do want to teach your friend something, it obviously doesn't have to be languages, it can be anything that you feel like you have a good understanding of and that you feel like your friend would benefit from. But it's really good if you and your friend have similar hobbies that you have mutual passion for and you can tell each other about. So as I said in the last video, the friend that I FaceTimed learnt German, so she was able to go over a bit of German with me as well. So we worked on our little PowerPoints for each other and then had a small FaceTime and decided what we want to learn. When we got off FaceTime, I just ran myself a really nice relaxing bath. I put bubbles in it and did a face mask and just made sure I had time to fully chill. And then once I'd relaxed in the bath for a while, I took to the garden with the laptop to work on the book that I'm writing. Obviously everyone has different hobbies again, like I said before, so if you don't feel like writing or you don't feel like working on a laptop, you could always sit in the garden and doodle or listen to music or whatever you find relaxing. But I do think it's good to sit outside in a space where you're not going to come into contact with a lot of other people, but you are going to be able to enjoy a bit of fresh air and a change in scenery from being sat inside. As I stressed in the previous video, I think reading's a really good way of taking your mind away from the current situation and also enriching yourself. So today I sat inside and I read a little bit of You Do You by Sarah Nye, and I only started this book today, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I really recommend it so far. After reading for a while, I decided it was time to make myself some lunch. To eat my lunch, I went back into the garden and enjoyed a little bit more fresh air whilst I had my dinner. And then after that I came back up to my bedroom and I watched a film on the laptop. I'm the type of person where if I'm watching a film at home, I have to be doing two things at once. I can't just sit and watch it. I always like to bring a pen and paper or a little notepad or something like that to just doodle on whilst I'm watching the film. So today I did a bit of doodling and a bit of designing of potential book covers whilst I was watching the film. After having some time to myself to watch a film and doodle, I decided it was time to have dinner with my family. We played a game of darts and we watched some telly. Now I'm going to take my makeup off, get into my pyjamas and climb into bed with this book to relax for the evening. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was useful in giving you some insight into how I look after myself day to day during isolation. Thank you so much for all the support on the last two videos, I really do appreciate it. And if you have any recommendations for future videos or requests, please do let me know. You can either put them in the comments down below or you can just Instagram me. I'd really appreciate it because I think this channel is about looking after everyone, so it's good to have some input from other people. So yeah, thank you very much again. I do hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!